Geese. Who Chase Geese. There you go. Oh yeah. See, if I do it monotone, it's different. He does it's fine. But if I say
it's just my voice.
I'm Mr. Inflection. That's why. Alrighty. Well, today we have an arc.
One
it's
of the
all
best
arc.
arcs.
All yeah, it is. This is all arc. I mean, this season 3 is like all arcs. It's arc happy. They just said listen to arcs.
Because they realized filler isn't cutting it anymore, and they actually have to, pay the writers to do something useful.
Which would be nice. So the 3 here are Night Sisters, Monster, and Witches in the Mist. Oh, of the Mist.
And it starts off with classic Palpatine fucking it up as he always does. He sees that Dooku is gaining too much power. He calls up Dooku and is like, "Hey man, you're trying to kill me." And Dooku's like, "Nah man, I would never do that." And he's like, "Alright, kill your Padawan. Get your kid out of here. Prove to me that you're still loyal to me by killing the person that you mentor." And he's like, "All right, I'll go do that."
But he didn't want to.
No. And so he calls up what's her face, Ventress,
Jalopy.
And she's like, "Hey man, I need reinforcements down here." And he's like, "Nah, girl, you're good. You're dead to me. Have fun. The Jedi are coming for you. There's no reinforcements on our end. See you later." And, of course, she doesn't go down with the ship. She fights off Anakin and Obi-Wan in an impressive battle. They did really well with the choreography and the battles and all the lightsaber duels in this episode. I really liked that.
She used her vagina.
That also helps. And some magical plot happens, and the guy crashes into the ship, and everyone escapes And then she goes back to her motherland, and we get introduced to one of the coolest...
Dathomir.
Yeah, we go to the coolest planet ever, lands there, and all these Night Sisters show up, and they're like, "Oh, outsider, we don't like you." And she gets introduced to the Queen of all Queens, who has, what was it, dark energy? Dark energy power?
Yeah, they have... You see, in the Star Wars, you're programmed to think everybody is...
either good or bad.
Is Jedi or Sith. In point of fact, the Force is just the Force. It can be used by anybody for anything in a lot of ways. And there are actually other schools in the Star Wars universe that are neither. And they have their own take at how they use the Force. The Witches use the Force to protect themselves, to gain control of the planet, which they have. It's a matriarchy planet. And to also... defend themselves against attack. Now, they don't have any great dreams beyond that. They use their powers in a way that is just about themselves, which is very dark side in a way, because it's all about you. But at the same time, they have a unity that the Sith don't have. There are many Sith sisters, and they do fight for each other. So they have made one step beyond what Sith do, where the Sith just have 2 or 1. They will have many, but they have a clan, and they don't expand beyond that clan because, and you think about why, because the problem is that dark side have is that if they did that, they know that it would probably lead to a bad end. They're okay if they stay where they are. But if they use their powers to push for some kind of galactic empire or something like that, it would probably end badly. And the unity that they have would be gone. And right now they're okay, so they're fine with that. So that's what they do things. That's all they do. I think it's a pointless, empty existence, but that's me. So you find out a lot about Ventress, really. You find out her origins, which I've already seen this episode, so I know, but you see that she was actually one time a Padawan of a Jedi who was killed. And it was her, and again, a theme that comes up in this show over and over again, over and over again in Star Wars, the whole universe is abandonment. Anakin was abandoned. He didn't have a father. Later on, he had nobody, in a way, right? All these people had nobody. Luke Skywalker, again, raised by his aunt and uncle, had no real family beyond them, but he had no, so a lot of these people you see in the story are all abused people. They're all broken people. The clones are in a way abandoned people. They have no parents. They have themselves. That's all they have. So a lot of them is kind of abandonment is a theme that runs through Star Wars very strongly. And when you see the series, the Clone Wars series, a lot of the characters were abandoned characters, and Ventress is a classic case. Just like Ahsoka was, by the way. They're abandoned people who were literally abandoned, and they had nobody with them. And you see that they struggle in the world, and you see why, because they had no one. So,
and in this case, Ventress is picked up through her vengeance, and she seeks Dooku, and Dooku basically corrupts her through the fact that he sees that she's abandoned and has no one else to look to. So he takes advantage of her and trains her in the ways, and then gets disappointed at her and tosses her aside. And this whole abandonment is the reason she takes revenge.
But she has no. Well, yeah, and of course it's an emptiness to the whole thing, because obviously the thing I always found empty about the whole revenge side of the Sith, and the sisters will help their fellow sister do this, is that it's pointless. You get revenge on people, you get it. So then where do you go? What do you do? That's all you do? What else is there? It's pointless. So, I find a lot of it pointless in their philosophy, I should say. But yeah, so it gives you a lot of information about that, and you see that they bring in this Savage Opress, who becomes this very powerful character, who gains power through his rage and his own issues, his own abandonment, his own pain. And you see he's very powerful once he starts tapping into that. Extremely powerful. And he can hold his own, at least for a while, against a Jedi, against a Sith Lord, and Ventress. And then Ventress, goes into this thinking that she's going to play him and use him. But of course, and I want you to understand this, that the mother character there, who runs the whole coven there, she has I've seen this whole series, so I know. She has an agenda.
Yeah.
She has a plan. She has an end game. And again, it's not a galactic rule the universe end game. It's not. It's a very straightforward end game, actually. And if you think about it, you can actually see it from the beginning to end. You can understand it almost right away. But you won't, because a lot of times people see it and they take it in a different direction. And she's actually talking about something very different. So, but yeah, so she has an end game, and you don't see it. Now, again, another thing I was telling my friend here, Season 3 really marks, and you see it in this one especially, but Season 3 overall marks the beginning of a change in the tone for the show. Whereas before, there was a little bits of comedy. The robots would say Roger, Roger, and all that stuff. That's all gone now. It's all gone. And by Disc 3, especially of Season 3, when you see the Night Sisters especially, he's now seen, it gets very dark. And the show gets very dark for the rest of the series, really. It really doesn't have any let-ups. It's all no comedy anymore. It's very heavy. It's very harsh. And how it's for kids, I'll never know, because no kid would watch it. I know somebody who's no kid, and she found the whole series, this part's very spooky. So, anyway, so that's that. Anyway, so look, I give it a 5 out of 5. It's a very good arc. I think it's one of the better arcs of the series. Certainly top 3 arc of the series for me. It's well done. It sets in motion a lot of things, because it destroys one Padawan gains another. One apprentice gains another, who then gains his own power and then goes off on his own. And it introduces you to Dathomir and the witches and this whole other group of dark force users. So it puts a lot of things in motion, which play out through Season 4. I know, because I've seen the series, as I say. So it puts a lot of these. This is kind of like almost an origin story, if you want to put it, of these events, which will play out through the next season and a half. So there you go. So what do you give it?
I also give it 5 out of 5. This is probably the greatest written and greatest proving arc that they've shown, because, with Clone Wars, you take the characters that they've already made for you. But with this specific series, they've realized, hey, we've made a good enough character. We're going to put background story into them, and we're going to create our own original characters that are spawned off of individuals that are very important to the series. So that is what I like.
Anyway, that's me.
That's me too.
Nah, that's just me. All right, man. Take care, people, and all your
You did like this episode.
spaghetti-like wares.